no balls fall. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Count with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
Good Boomtown Grill Thursday out there, Western Oklahoma. Welcome to the Skinny on Sports, right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Glad to have you along for the next hour. You can get into all kinds of stuff. Women's College World Series started. The championship series started last night, and it started exactly how last year's did. I've got a question. In this Texas versus Texas Tech final, who are you rooting for?
There's no right answer there. It's good.
Who are you rooting for with Texas versus Tech? Why in the world? Why didn't Nigeri Canada start in the circle? We're just trying to be the smartest person in the room here, and it blew up in our face. It seemed odd. But the Horns win. Horns are one win away from back-to-back softball national titles.
Yeah, that question consists of a university that's spending tons of money and literally changing the face of college sports as we know it. They're talking about it on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. Nick Saban.
And the other team is Texas.
you know how I know Nick Saban's done coaching college football?
When he's out to get them, when
he said he doesn't think players should be paid.
Yeah.
That's rich. Okay, Nick. Yeah, that's when you know, okay, well, he's never coming back if that's going to be his stance.
What did Notre Dame guy say? He said something about it was silly how he said it, but he said, I think there should be Super League. I'm not for it, but this is how it would work. If you're not for it, stop talking.
Well, I think.
So what's the point of all that? Is it just is it hearings?
It's a bill. It's a bill
that okay.
Save something act. Save college
sports. Yeah. Didn't the president put an executive order in? Yeah, just to get didn't have a lot of teeth, but this would. I'm just afraid it's too much out of the bag.
Yeah, I think the idea is to limit the transfers, limit the eligibility to just say like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like the 5 for 5, which I don't, whatever. I mean, why, anyway.
Basically take the executive order and make it a law.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, they got some different things. Making coaches stay put as far as during the season, like the Lane Kiffin thing.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of that kind of stuff in there, and I'm sure eventually, or probably in there somewhere, would have been basically a CBA, collective bargaining between, some kind of idea about that, or that may be down the line a little bit further. Yeah, it's pretty wild to see that kind of stuff up there on the Hill. Also at NBA Finals Game 1, the Knicks steal Game 1. That game was really reminiscent of the NBA Cup Finals, where the Knicks really put it into overdrive, and especially in the fourth quarter to pull away and win there. And so the Knicks are up 1-0, Game 2 down in San Antonio tomorrow night. Why does Wemby play like he did last night sometimes? Is it just youth? 10 threes, he wouldn't. I mean, why? Dude, you are 7'6". Get your butt in the paint and make somebody stop you. But it does seem like he has those games. And then maybe did you hear what he said afterwards?
No.
Oh, dear.
He talked to the media, though?
That's good. He did talk to the media. Maybe shouldn't have. I mean, you can. I think
there's a lot of youth there. That's how you keep reminding.
There's a lot of arrogance there.
Arrogant. Well, youth is arrogant sometimes.
There's a lot of arrogance there.
22 years old.
I mean, he's basically said, "I just had to play decent for us to win. I don't even have to play good." What? Okay. I thought Cat was aggressive, especially in the first half against Wemby. Went by him. I know he drove it 5 times, scored 3. And matter of fact, forced them to change their defense. Brunson does what he does. Closer, hits just incredibly hard shots. And then would you change your pick if you could right now? I'm not talking about games. I'm talking about who wins it. Would you change your pick?
After what I saw in that second half.
I mean, it's what we saw with these teams.
Yeah.
Just didn't know. They hadn't played in a while. Anyway, what'd you change? And then we'll do the high school wrap-up. Biggest storylines of this high school sports year, not only here, but we'll go around the state as well. Best teams and players and what you're looking forward to for next year. 225-9698 is the phone or the text line. It's 225-9698. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We can talk about any of those things or whatever else might be on your mind. Feel free to chime right in at 225-9698. If you're going to be outside the listening area, a couple ways to stay in touch with the show. Log on to kadsam.com or you can download the app. Paragon app's got it all. Radio, Penny News. Brand new edition of the Penny News. Hit the website. It always hits the website Tuesday night at thepennynews.com. Go pick up a free copy of the Penny News. It's everywhere right now. Of course, playitlive.net with all the softball and baseball at the fiveplexes at Ackley Park. You can check that out. Playitlive.net to be able to watch if you can't make it. And the Skinny on Sports podcast available anywhere podcasts drop. How are you today, Jared Atha?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't see you.
We're in different modes now.
Can't see your hat.
What? Oh, I see. It's a camo hat. Okay, that's a bad dad joke.
She's not even laughing at my dad joke. I thought I could get a rise.
Listen, she's heard them all from me. We got a special intern in studio. My daughter wanted to come to work. She wanted to come to work with me yesterday. She got up like at 5 a.m. yesterday. Made coffee for me, made her own breakfast.
Oh, my gosh.
And then she slipped in, can I go to work? Like, no. So.
Be a kid.
But then I thought, well, today might be a good day to bring her in. Because I got to, anyways, so I'll take her home around noon or something.
Man.
So, anyways, but, yeah, we got some rain last night. And according to you, at least your neighborhood didn't.
I literally heard.
Or any.
I don't know what time it was, 11:15, 11:30 or something like that. There's lightning because our bedroom windows face to the north. You can just see it lightning. You hear thunder.
Yeah.
And then I hear, honestly, 2 drops of rain hit the window. And I'm like, okay, awesome, here it comes. And that was it. Are you kidding?
Kind of the same for us. You could see and hear the lightning and thunder, and I was checking my radar, and it looked like it was going to stay south and east of Canute, and then it just started raining. Hey, it's raining. That's nice. And then it started raining a lot, and then it started dropping some hail, which scared the heck out of me because I had left my truck out. And so I'm holding my breath, like, oh, God, I hope this hail isn't damaging. And it wasn't. Checked the rain gauge this morning. It said 1/2 inch of rain.
That'd have been nice.
I'll take that overnight. Every night.
Yeah, I've seen our man Ed. What do you have? 3.86 is what he put?
Yeah, I think there's a flood advisory in the Hammond area.
Yeah. So Ed got the rain. I know Joe Ray, north of town, he said he got 2.5. We got 2 drops at my house.
2 drops.
2 drops of rain.
Good rain in Raiden, we're told.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I'm about to put a Facebook post and just have people go, how much did you get?
Yeah, it looked like the first wave was sort of leady. I know I'd seen one of the meteorologists, I think it was Damon Lane. Excuse me, that first wave that was up north, that areas west of Leedy got almost 3 inches. And then there was kind of some over your way, Canute and down through, I don't know, Cordell, maybe to Hobart, down in that area. And then at night, the last one that I noticed was kind of west of Elk and north.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the Mesonet, it doesn't tell you that we got a lot of rain. At the Mesonet sites, I don't think got a lot of rain. You're just telling me right when we came in, Hobart got a lot of rain. Well, look at Hobart's Mesonet site. So the last 24 hours, 0. But I think in the area.
Yeah, the area,
you can see some green It's actually more north and east of.
So I figured it was north a little bit
so
because
basically right in
Goaty Bow
Washita County
was talked about.
Yeah,
But
there's a swath of green from Beckton County into Roger Mills, Clips, Custer, and the Dewey.
Yeah.
But you know where it's not?
Right here.
Well, I was going to say south, like the most severe part of our drought area, like Jackson County, Kiowa County, Greer County. They need all the rain they can get. And they're still being left out of this.
Yeah. So is my yard. But some people got rain, so that's a good sign.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
I'd rather it happen today.
I'm just jabbing you there.
Rather it today, but, beggars can't be choosers. There is rain in the forecast for sure. All right, so let's wrap up. We probably should have done this about 2 weeks ago, but it slipped my mind. Wrapping up the high school sports season. Which
yes.
It'll be going back again before we know it, with fast pitch and stuff coming up this summer. Storylines locally. I think the overarching storyline was how good girls' sports were in Western Oklahoma, specifically girls' sports.
Absolutely.
And baseball. But, there was things that have never happened this year as far as state titles. Repo Butler, first time they've ever won either. Fast pitch or slow pitch, and they won both. On the boys' side for Repo Butler, first time they'd ever made the fall baseball state tournament. They made 3 straight in the spring. So you had them, they're just amazing there on the field. Obviously, the Canute Trojanettes, their second girls basketball state championship in the manner in which they did it. State tournaments in both fast and slow pitch softball for the Trojanettes. The baseball continues to be strong with state tournaments there. But I think if I had to give it like and Cheyenne, both basketballs are there, state tournaments, softball. But if we had to give like an overall athletic department award for this year, I think it's got to go to Leedy. First fast pitch title, which that shocked me.
I know.
That shocked me.
Yeah, how many times they've been.
They've won 9 now slow pitch titles, but they never won the fast pitch. So they win both, on the girls' side, they win both of the softballs. They make it to the state title game in basketball on the girls' side, losing to Lomega. Baseball made the state tournaments in both. Boys basketball made the semifinals in the state tournament in basketball. So, and then you got Hammond in the state tournament again on the boys' side, winning the game this year and almost pulling off a crazy comeback against Rattan to play in the finals. Their baseball, they made it in the fall, didn't in the spring. But overall, we had a lot of really good teams. But as far as the athletic department itself, I think Leedy has to kind of be the winner this year.
Yeah, you took a lot of what I wrote down with your state champs, your runner-ups, all that. I wrote down kind of hyper-focusing in on basketball and all the teams in our area, not just our Paragon schools, but in our area that made state. Granted, boys, right? They returned to state. Lakiba Sickle girls. So, of course, Canute and Leedy, both boys and girls, Hammond boys, Cheyenne boys and girls, Merritt girls, of course, returning to state. So, and then, the storylines of, ending one era and moving on to another, Merritt graduating that plethora of talent off that girls team, very decorated talent off that girls team. They'll be moving on. So there's kind of wrapping up that era and on to the next for the Merritt girls basketball program. And, and then speaking of basketball, the first state tournaments at OG&E Coliseum, getting to experience the nice new digs at the fairgrounds. And maybe it wasn't what we thought it'd be, but we know nothing's permanent as far as, how we set up and everything, but I thought it went well. I thought they took we've said this during state week and even after, they took what worked in Jim Norick Arena in the big house, the little details, they brought it over, the traditions that they kept going, brought it over as far as like where players sit between games, down to the horn, the same floor being played on. And it still is a very special tournament just in a new building, which I think it is. But, and then we have our gripes or maybe nitpicky here, but our suggestions on how the media could set up better. And I know that they have talked to us about that. They've talked to me when I was setting up for the Merritt game. How could we be better? How could we sit here better? And so, but that overall, that was a cool. The building's great. It's perfect for, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to go get something to eat. You can always see the scoreboard. Mm-hmm. You can always see action. If you're waiting in line, just look over your shoulder. You could probably see the court from where you're standing. So I thought the court layout was really, really well. The number one maybe overall story in high school sports in our area, for me maybe, was Clinton firing John Higbee and moving on from a state champion coach and hiring a young up-and-comer in Trevor Powers. So one era ends. Speaking of eras, an era ends in Clinton, and another one will begin. So that one had a lot of people scratching their heads when that happened, but and when it happened, and but then the hire was made, and I think you and me agree. Trevor Powers is a good coach, a good kid, good guy. I say kid, he's about my age, but everywhere he goes, he wins. So we'll see what that looks like coming up in the next year. We might do this again to start the school year. Like, what can we look forward to? Mm-hmm. But that's going to be one thing I'm going to have my eye on is what does the Trevor Powers era look like for the Clinton Red Tornado football program?
Yeah, I'd written that down. Anytime Clinton's going to change football coaches, that's going to be a big deal. And especially with, just the weirdness of that season over there last year from the neck surgery in the offseason for Higbee and how that it kind of it was just weird. And then, of course, the end of it with the kicking thing, the situation that changes the playoff. I mean, it was weird. It was a weird year. And I think in a lot of ways that one era, quote unquote, ending and another beginning is sort of the overarching storyline for me everywhere in Oklahoma in sports. I mean, you've got the Merritt group leaving, but you got the Canute group arriving. With the youth that was on that state championship winning basketball team and the possibilities obviously coming up over the next couple of years of what, seeing one of the best runs of ever. I mean, you can't do much, but you can't do any better than winning it all 4 years, and those freshmen have a chance to win it all 4 years, and there's very, very few individuals or teams that can lay that claim. Obviously, Sealing and the Gore twins are the first ones that come to mind as far as out here, and so that's something that that's on the horizon, and it's a distinct possibility with how much talent that they have returning, and obviously
and what they can add,
and everything else. I mean, that's,
believe me, I know what's coming, and but it is going to be interesting just personally seeing how to replace someone like Schuster, who is such a force inside. They might be more guard oriented, although Brooke Thomas is definitely, she plays bigger than what she looks. So it's going to be interesting to see outside of Jaylee Gray where the points will be coming from. Kinley Carlson and Pruitt, but every team will be different looking, but the base has been set.
Oh, yeah.
Staying in Canute, speaking of eras ending, that was a heavy boys class. A lot of talent in that boys senior class. Butler and Randall and Spitz and Bryant. I'm sure I'm missing some more, but there will be a little bit of change there. He's Coach Steffes is losing 4 starters off of his team. Winery losing 4 starters off of his basketball team. Coach Blackburn losing a good production offensively from his baseball team. But I know those younger kids, those younger young men will step up. There's, Boston Baker, Nixon Baker will be in the spotlight now for both the basketball and baseball teams. So, again, changing of eras here, passing batons, if you will. I got some individuals, too, I wrote down for like all-state and all-star teams. Man, and there was a lot of them. I want to start with a sport we don't cover a lot, but it's worth mentioning. Sonny Holiday from Elk City, 132-pound wrestler, all-stater. Did I say it right, Holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we had a lot of basketball. Ace Snowden, an all-star from Class 2A from Merritt. Also from Class A, Orsane Jabara from Arapahoe Butler. Luke Spitz, Keaton Winry from Canute. B1, Brett Allen had a really good year on the basketball court. He's going to go on and play baseball at Northwestern. Tyler Price out of B2 from Leedy. All-state teams out of Small West, Marley Mung from Merritt, Destiny Jackson from Canute, and Blake Puffenbarger from Leedy.
Yeah, and Dacey also, right? Dacey Danielson.
Danielson made the all-star. There's like an all-state. This is the OCA list that I found.
Okay.
Because all state consumed all the state regardless of class.
OGBCA, I think they were both. There's
multiple like lists here. I did my best to find them all. But yes, Danielson was on that list along with Puffenbarger, Kendall Schuster, Destiny Jackson, Marley Mung. And of course, Quinn Brewer being an all-stater in tennis for Oak City. And I'm sure I missed some. There's multiple.
Jackson MacArthur in baseball. I'm sure Jake.
Yeah,
Jake and those guys.
I couldn't find the baseball list.
There's a bunch of baseballs.
Yeah, I couldn't find the baseball list, but I was trying not. I didn't want to leave anybody out. But man, that's every year. It feels like we get a ton of kids that are getting recognized for their individual work in these sports that they play out here.
Yeah, and for Elk City, you mentioned the tennis and the track, girls track. Once again, staying with the theme of girls.
Right.
The girls track really performed well once they got to the state tournament. Campbell Garbarino had her second straight 300-meter hurdles state championship.
Yeah.
That would be 3 if she wouldn't have hurt her foot as a freshman. I mean, that's now, let's see, she won 3 last year. She won 300, 100, and the long jump. This year she wins that one, plus she was a part of the 4x200-meter relay. Her, Blakely, and Brennan Ball, and Addie Caldwell, which won the gold medal there. Blakely Ball was the 400-meter champ at the state tournament, or at the state track meet. So the Elkcats individually did some really good stuff. And then, Kinley Hickey over at Sayre as a freshman was a hurdles champion at the 2A state track meet. Parker Ruth, my nephew, was awesome. 6th place in the 2 mile. There's just it's the cross country, the track. It's stuff that kind of doesn't get brought to the forefront very often, but we've got some amazing athletes in that. I know Sweetwater has been cross country and track, state champs in cross country 2 years, not this year, but last year. I think their boys team was second this year at the state track meet as a team. So there is tons and tons of stuff, and I'm going to tell you right now, we had golfers. We had the Cordell team blow everybody away on the girls' side.
Yes,
with the state championship. Birdie Brown and Bentley Whitson in 2A girls golf, both all-staters.
Right.
And Aaron Womack from Elk City was seventh at the state tournament. And then the boys weren't quite as good as we thought they might be, but they're still very, very, very young. And that's something to keep an eye out for, at least. That'll definitely be on my radar moving forward to see how much better those guys can get if they can kind of snap that streak that dates back to 2010, the last time the Big Elks were state golf champs.
Before we get too far away from track, got to mention the very first relay team, very first track, anything, state champion, anything in track for Canute Public Schools. Is a 4x100 or 4x200? I can't remember.
I think it's 4x2. Same
4x2.
Yeah, I think.
Destiny Jackson, Kinley Carlson, Gracie Snoder, Jaylee Gray. And that's all like their third sport, which was wild. Destiny Jackson, I want to point her out because this was pointed out during graduation, and I failed to realize it. She all-stated in multiple sports this year. Fast pitch, basketball, slow pitch, and track. Which is, that is unheard of. I mean, it's heard of, but that's very rare for that to happen. She has definitely left her mark over at Canute with the year that she had. Staying in Canute, I'm sorry. Jamie Cook and the volleyball got them all the way to is it the regional round. He was named a
I saw that.
Small West volleyball coach for the All-State games. That's very cool for Mr. Cook
And
that program.
Leedy's Leah Beer is going into the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Well deserved there.
Well
obviously,
deserved,
with
and
multiple state championships to her credit.
She probably could have gone in years ago with all that she's done.
You got to at least let her get to be 39.
You're right.
Good grief.
I'm saying it's long overdue. I'm trying to be gracious.
No, so that's cool. I mean, the coaching, there's multiple like regional or how do they phrase that in basketball? Tatum and a bunch of others were like regional coaches or whatever.
Yeah, there's Tatum made that.
Around the state, I think I mentioned the Washington girls in everything they've done over. I mean, they win everything. I think of the 4 sports they played, if you were a sophomore, you'd already have 7 state titles. With the basketball's 3 or 4 in a row. The Okarche boys with that group's 3rd straight on the basketball field. How many baseballs did they win? 3 or 4. Golf. They didn't even know they played golf.
Didn't know they played
and
golf.
They won.
And they go and win it.
They won the boys golf state title.
Listen, I say this in a joking manner, but it was wild just to set up a fundraiser to raise money to buy state championship rings, and they are winning multiple state champions every year. I can imagine. I'm sure there's some kind of a rotating fund that they have going, but man, that is amazing. Washington too.
Yeah, in Calumet. Jacob won his back-to-back, and then their baseball has finally figured out how to beat Fort Cobb in the finals. So, they had both Okarche and Calumet had what was called the Triple Crown.
Triple Crown.
With fall baseball, basketball, and spring baseball state titles. The only difference is Okarche went ahead and added golf to it. for the Grand Slam. Yeah, it might as well be. But those, that Okarche group graduates a ton. Not that they're going anywhere, but they do graduate a ton of guys.
Again, another storyline to look forward to is what will Okarche look like after graduating a ton of talent that's been there for about 7 years.
It seems like it, man.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
What will that look like moving forward? Coach West I'm sure it's okay, next man up. We think that a lot about Dale, right? Okay, finally Dale's going to graduate some player. Dale's going to graduate the Forsyth kids. Okay, they'll keep winning. And I think Okarche will keep winning too.
There's no reason to believe
it's like Fort Cobb in baseball. They keep winning, consistently winning. Basketball too.
Trying to think anything else as far as around the state, not just necessarily out here.
Another storyline is back to the football. Higby now is an Eagle.
Yeah, that's true.
He's on the staff.
Weatherford.
And Weatherford. Listen, I think Higby's a really good coach. That's nothing that's going to help them. I'm trying to think of other storylines too.
I know.
How about what will teams look like? Transfer portal open. Like I say, transfer portal. High school transfer portal opened about 3 days ago. Who's going to be playing where? You already got some wind of a...
Oh, no, there's no wind.
We got some confirmation that a big player from one town is now...
Caden Gaines is a Vici Indian.
So, red alert
saw him playing with them.
B1? B1?
They were B2.
B2?
Remember, because that was one of...
They feel like they'd be the favorite now in B2.
They were number 2 heading in last year, how good they were, and then they kind of faltered, and they were one of the teams that was probably one of the more surprising non-state tournament teams was the Vici Indians a year ago. Mm-hmm. They had him. I just there wasn't a ton of guys even in 4A that are that size. Now you move him down to Class B2. Who the hell's going to guard him?
We're about
the guy with the best shot is his teammate, that Eli Harrell. He's a big old kid too. Yeah. But that's something that you just don't necessarily see the amount.
Did Vici get their Wemby?
Listen, I'm telling you, right? You don't see that type of skill at that size in any class.
Yeah.
And now you put him down in B2. I mean,
yeah.
I good luck. That's what I'm just gonna say. Good luck, because like I said, that dude was getting 30 a night in 4A.
Yeah.
With just bigger chances at bigger guy, more size. Dude was getting 30 a night there. I don't know what to tell you. That's definitely one of those like teams to watch for in my mind. Next year is going to be them, just to see how that how that changes things.
I know we're hopping around. Did you mention Elk City softball going to state?
Back to back,
Murray,
and Aubrey Pogue with 1,000 strikeouts.
Yep. I was just
It's
thinking
on my
of that,
list. I missed
thinking about
it.
what Elk City softball will look like, and I'm hearing rumblings of some move arounds coming in. Rumblings.
I know for sure one of them.
Okay.
I saw her this weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's probably going to keep going, and that's no shocker. Coach Murray, great coach, so I think Elk City softball will keep going and challenging to get to state year in, year out, and I think next year will be no different. This fall will be no different.
Yeah.
I got to mention, I know hasn't been the greatest of seasons the last 3 or 4, but it is worth mentioning the legend that is Kelly Gaunt, retiring, stepping away from Clinton baseball. But man, he won a lot of games, won a state title, been to multiple state tournaments. They're looking for a coach. I don't know who's going to coach them. They have that posted, and I think that is a kind of like a sleeping giant situation. Clinton, Weatherford, Elk City baseball has traditionally been good, and I think there is an opportunity in Clinton to, if someone steps in and gives it time, and they give him time and let them build the program up, it could be a good program again, along with Weatherford. Again, one era closing, another era about to begin in Clinton baseball.
Yeah, with as good as those 3 have been, this year, nobody even made it out of regionals,
yeah,
right?
A little bit of a step back.
Yeah,
I mean, again, it's like sleeping giant situation. It's just a matter of time.
I mean, I would wonder how long it's been since neither of the 3 were in the state tournament, much less not even in a super regional. So yeah, it was a little bit of a retooling year here for sure. And then Weatherford was a little bit better than they've been, and Clinton.
I have noticed
he's a heck of a he was a heck of a coach and a great dude, by the way.
Oh,
great dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird, but on your birthday, you get your, growing up, you'd get a card from grandma, every day, or a call from an aunt and uncle or something. Yeah, I thought it was very, very endearing to me when I'd get a text from Coach Gaunt on my birthday every day. Now I get it. He probably has it in his phone, or probably popped up on Facebook or something. It says, "Hey, happy birthday." Personable guy.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And it's very cool, and I know past players speak highly of him, and I'm one of them.
And, of course, we cannot forget the biggest story of the whole year.
And that would be?
Big Elk TV winning the OAB award once again. Look at us go.
That's right.
It's great stuff.
How about I throw this one in there?
Somebody
somebody
text us that.
How about a certain 8U team going back-to-back state champions?
Who's that?
That'd be little James over
here. Was that Eric? Or was it Cheyenne?
Oh, no, that'd be the little Canute Trojanettes. Right?
Are you
gonna talk? You want to talk.
You want to talk to us?
You want to say hi? How'd it feel winning that state championship last year?
Good.
I knew she was going to say good.
Good? How'd it feel winning back-to-back state championships?
Good.
Good? Yeah. Pretty good. We going to do it again this summer?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Well, there you have it.
Okay.
James's first appearance. I love it. All right, we got to take a break. We got to take a break. When we come back on this Boomtown Grill Thursday, Game 1 of the NBA Finals in the books last night. The New York Knicks, 12th straight playoff win. They did it how they've done it against San Antonio all year long.
Exactly.
Skinny on Sports coming back on a Boomtown Thursday.
If you're hungry in Elk City, there's one place people keep coming back to. Boomtown Grill. Plenty of TVs, a great bar, and a dining room where the food is the real star. Boomtown's kitchen turns out hand-cut choice Angus steaks, burgers ground in-house every single day, and Boomtown's handcrafted pizza that just might be your new favorite in town. Tuesday night, enjoy chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes, peppered gravy, and a roll for just $4.99. Thursday wings are only 50 cents. Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main in Elk City. Come hungry.
The Skinny on Sports.
We've gone too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to just keep our composure.
Well, welcome back. It is the Skinny on Sports, 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal, hanging out here on a Boomtown Grill Thursday. Jared, what happens at Boomtown Grill on Thursday?
It is wing day. 50-cent wings, boneless wings, all you can eat.
50-cent boneless chicken wing day at the Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main. The flavors are aplenty. They are hand-cut chicken wings, boneless chicken wings, hand-cut. That's why they're all different shapes, and that's how you can tell that it's not just they don't just pour them out of a frozen bag of chicken wings. These things are hand-cut, hand-breaded, fried, and then obviously sauced to your liking, or, a couple of dry rubs. Delicious. I've missed out on Boomtown the last couple of weeks. May have to make a trip.
It's been busy, or?
I know. I just had stuff on Thursdays, seem like, these last couple. But maybe make it down there for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals or Game 2 of the Women's College World Series Champ Series. 50-cent boneless chicken wings tonight at the Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main. If you don't want chicken wings, they've got great pizzas. All their burgers are made from never frozen, handmade patties. Happy hour 2 to 6, Monday through Friday. Lots going on down at the Boomtown Grill. All right, Jared, the New York Knicks steal Game 1 of the NBA Finals down in San Antonio with a 105-95 win over the Spurs. San Antonio led by 9 at halftime? I think it was, 55? That's not 9, 7. 55-48. But then the Knicks, with a 57-40 advantage in the second half, outscoring the Spurs 28-21 in the third, 29-19 in the fourth, to turn a 7-point deficit into a 10-point win. Jalen Brunson, even though he was not efficient whatsoever, took him 31 shots to score 30 points, but it seemed like he scored in really opportune time for the Knicks, especially down the stretch, and in a couple of key shots. He kind of scored in spurts, and it was when they really needed it. I thought Cat was good with 18 and 12 and only 15 shots. And defensively, Wemby had 26 on 21 shots, but he took 9 threes. You know who's been playing good for them? We saw it in Game 7 is Champagnie. Champagnie, he struggled the first couple of games of the Thunder series, but boy howdy, 5 of 10 again from 3, he had 16. Dylan Harper, at what point are they going to realize Dylan Harper is better than De'Aaron Fox? Even though he's a rookie? Are the Spurs ever just going to go, you know what? Are they going to do, the Spurs, this is where I'm going to tell you when I decide they've gotten desperate. Okay? You remember the old Spurs? They'd fall behind.
Yeah.
What would happen? Lineup-wise.
Or they go small.
Manu would start.
Ginobili, yeah.
Instead of having him be the sixth man, that's when you could tell Papa's like, we better kick this in gear, when Manu would be in the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering when that's going to happen with Dylan Harper. When is he going to make his way into the starting lineup instead of Fox? Now, Fox was great in Game 7 of the Thunder series. I think him being able to play and keep Stefan Castle from having to be the point guard was a huge reason why they beat the Thunder, with him taking care of the basketball. But the Knicks can score. They've proven it throughout the playoffs, especially since they've changed their offense with kind of running it through Cat a little bit more. And I think San Antonio is going to have to match that. Eventually they may have to match that, and I think that's the obvious move, is to put Dylan Harper in that starting lineup. He was great last night as a rookie 20-year-old with 16 on 10 shots.
Yeah, I want to go back to Champagnie is when that's why I thought killed the Thunder was there's so much focus on Wemby, and he found a lot of one-on-one or just incredibly wide open shots, which is what that's the risk reward of playing the Spurs is let him take those threes. They can't be, and he was absolutely hot. So he's another key to this for the Spurs. If Wemby can't consistently get going, he was okay with he had. What have I always said about the Spurs is if you can hold Wemby to his season average, you have a chance to beat them. And that's not a knock on Wemby, but we know what he can do. He can explode for 30 plus or just go crazy on the defensive end and all that. But if you could just hold him to his consistent average, season average, that means you're making everyone else around you try to beat you. I thought the Knicks I like their poise. They seem like the veteran team. Even though they haven't been to the finals in a very, very long time, but they just seem like that veteran team coming out. Didn't panic when it got to be a double-digit lead. Didn't panic when Brunson had to limp to the locker room. They just kept it together until he came back. Was he efficient? No. Who cares?
Yeah, but a bunch of that, I was thinking about this, though. A bunch of that was early. What was he, like 1 of 8?
Yeah.
1 to 9 or something like that? And so and after that, I know he was 1 of 7. I think he was 1 of 8. So at that point then, for the rest of the game, he's 11 of 23. That's pretty good for a guard. You know what I mean? And almost 50% shooting. Only 2 of 9 from 3, but Anunoby picked him up. Landry Shamet picked him up. Here's the thing about the Spurs, and you've talked about that, limiting Wemby to a certain number. I think if you go back and look the games where they play well, Wemby may only have 25, but they've also got about 7 dudes in double figures. Last night, only 4. You held Fox down, you held Vassell down, and you held Keldon Johnson down.
Right. Yep.
If you can just like 4 or maybe 5 guys in double figures, if Wemby doesn't go for 50, I think that's the secret to being able to beat them. Is they do. I think they had 8 guys average double figures this year during the regular season. And look at Game 7 against the Thunder, 7. In double figures because Johnson and they all when Johnson gets 3 instead of 15, when Vassell gets 9 instead of 15 or 17, when Fox gets 7 instead of 13 or 14, that's what you kind of, if you can limit Wemby like they did, and be honest with you, I think a lot of that was Wemby limiting himself by taking 9 threes. I just don't understand, and it's youth, it's arrogance, it's maybe just he's a guard in a 7'6" body, and sometimes it's amazing how he does that. You're just like, dude, what are you doing? You can stand underneath the goal and just reach up and dunk it,
right?
Without jumping. Just get down there. But part of that is Cat pushing him out, or Mitchell Robinson pushing him out, or Anunoby pushing him out,
or just straight up getting physical with him.
Yeah,
and he knows if I'm going to go down there, I'm going to get beat up, and it has. I just survived a 7-game rough series with the Thunder, and I got to do it again. I wonder if he's a little gun shy.
I think he was tired. I do think he just mentally, physically, even though they had a couple of days off, he didn't seem like he had the same kind of spark to him. And maybe that's something that goes away with getting a little stronger, getting a little older. But right now, it's certainly the case. If you can make him catch it outside the line, a 3-point line, you got such a better chance than if he catches it at the elbow.
100%.
Because then he's one step away from jamming it in your face.
Another key stat that I had to look up, because I thought I saw it, was the second chance points advantage went to New York. If you're getting second chance points against the Spurs, you're going to win a game. You're going to win more than you lose. It's 23-14 was the advantage in favor of the Knicks in second chance points, and that's saying something when you got that guy.
Well,
if he's not down there, then
I think 2 things there, and they both. One of them is created because he's out. He was on the outside more than he probably needed to be offensively, and then 2, I was wondering if they'd put him on Hart or Cat, and they started him on Cat. And Karl Anthony Towns drove it right by him a few times. 5 times in the first half he drove it. He scored 3 of them and got fouled once. That forced San Antonio to move Wemby off of him onto Josh Hart, which, Hart can get hot not like Cat from beyond the arc. And so they kind of employed everybody else's strategy against Wemby and putting a smaller guy on Karl Anthony Towns, but then that leads to Karl Anthony Towns maybe being able to be a little bit more of a force on the offensive glass, as opposed to just, he had 4 offensive rebounds. The Knicks, that's crazy. They only had 10. San Antonio had more offensive rebounds, but the Knicks took advantage of them.
Yeah.
It was that stat in the Knicks' favor was kind of like the turnover stat in the Thunder series. The Thunder would generate more turnovers in the first few games, but they were still getting outran in the open floor. And then when Fox came in and really settled that thing down, then that advantage was really in San Antonio's favor, getting out in the open floor and scoring fast break points. So we'll see if that trend continues. Maybe a little bit of an anomaly with the success that New York had generating points in just 23 and just 10 offensive rebounds. That's really good as far as taking advantage of it.
If so,
but do you agree? Okay, so going in, I said if I was the Knicks, I would want the Spurs instead of the Thunder. And I get where you're coming from with the health of the Thunder and maybe that, but they match match up as good as you can with San Antonio, with Robinson and Cat, who can move. That's the thing about Karl Anthony Towns. He moves way better than you think he does. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I know Thunder fans are probably, if you watched that game last night, you're throwing your hands up in the air going, why won't Chet do that?
Right.
But he does. It's just not necessarily what he's equipped for right now. Whereas Karl Anthony Towns is, he's the best big man 3-point shooter we've ever seen in the NBA, and also he has the ability to put it on the deck and go by him. Whereas Chet doesn't have that ability yet at all. He can shoot, but it takes him too long to shoot it. Like that, but that's, you see the idea, like for those, hey, let's trade Chet. You see why that works against him, but Chet's going to have to A, decide he can do it, and B, get better at putting the ball on the floor. But the Knicks also have one other thing the Thunder don't. They've got length outside of Brunson. They've got length at those wing spots. Anunoby, Bridges, Josh Hart. They've got bigger guys on the wing to guard the bigger guys that San Antonio has on the wing.
So it's too early to make this statement, but I'll just plant the seed here. Let's see how this rest of the series plays out, and if it continues to play out similar to what we saw last night with how the Knicks and their personnel is able to defend the Spurs, namely Wemby, it really begs the question of it does not help Chet's case in his future in Oklahoma City.
See, I think it does.
You think it helps his case?
I do, because I think you see why. You see the why.
Sure.
Now you got to do it, but you see what works against.
You would
him.
hope that Chet sees this and goes,
well,
"That's how they do it." But
Mm-hmm.
my fear is like he's just the mental block.
Mentally can't do it.
And
right.
just doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to get physical. It's just scared of it.
And then,
and again, if that doesn't change, again, it kind of questions. I kind of question his future in Oklahoma City. I'm not.
I think it's.
I know at the beginning, at the immediate reaction for me after Game 7 on Monday was, no, that's not in Sam Presti's nature to make quick. Now he will address needs. He's done that when he got Hartenstein, when he went and got Caruso, and clearly that was what was needed. And but I'm starting to think, well, is Chet our next Giddey? Is it time to just get value for him now and move on from him? And with 2 first-round picks and Chet and maybe something else, you're
just going to have to tell me who is that player. It's not Giannis.
Giannis or Evan Mobley. Mobley, I don't think is worth that much what I just said, but
that's the problem. Karl Anthony Towns isn't available.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think what you're going to see the Thunder do, and in this series is going to kind of bear this out, is the Dort, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins that's going to be replaced by a couple of bigger guys, bigger wings. And one of them, listen, the Thunder do have one of those. His name is Jalen Williams. He just didn't get to play.
He gets to play.
You know that, but I think you're going to see. It's not an excuse, but you are going to see how important it was for him not to be out there for 7 games. When you watch OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges fight with Wemby because they're big enough, and especially Anunoby strong enough to be able to put up a battle. It's not. I mean, as good as Caruso is, Caruso's 6'3" and weighs 190 pounds. J-Dub's 6'8" and is strong as an ox. You know, I think what the Thunder missed from J-Dub defensively is going to sort of show up in this series more than anything else.
Totally.
When you think about the Thunder,
Totally,
and his ability to guard anybody and everybody on the floor.
Also, don't forget he was out all year with the torn ACL, but Thomas Sorber is a kind of that big wing guy, wingspan type guy.
Yeah, you wonder about him.
You wonder what he could bring to the table.
Everybody
really liked that pick.
Yeah, that's the sad part of it, right? Because you really just wish you have an idea.
Got a little bit of an idea in summer league, but that's really apples to oranges.
No, I mean like in that series, like what kind of impact he possibly could make.
But wonder what after his development stage and what that could look like.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. If you could change your pick, I don't mean games because you had Spurs in 5, I had Spurs in 6. If you could change, would you? Or is this just one game? I'm not ready to throw in the towel for San Antonio just yet.
I'm with you. I'm not ready to throw in the towel. Not just yet.
I wish I'd have pulled. I wish I'd do it. I wish I'd have said Knicks in 6 so bad. I was just about to do it, and I was like, don't say that because you look like an idiot when the Spurs. Here's the thing. There is a history of this. And these young superstar guys kind of making a surprise run to the finals and it just disintegrating. Think about Shaq. Beats MJ and the Bulls. Orlando goes to the NBA Finals in his 3rd year. Now, the game situation is totally different because Nick Anderson bricked free throws, allowing Houston to send it into overtime, and then they win and go on to sweep Orlando. But it did happen. Think about LeBron. He makes that magical run, especially against the Pistons, where he scored like 25 of the last 29 in that game in Detroit. What happened? He went to the finals, swept by the Spurs. We've kind of seen this in the past with these young, probably too early to be there. Mm-hmm. And they finally take their lumps. They finally get their scar tissue in the finals. I think that's a possibility too. Just, I don't. We talked rest versus rust yesterday, and we mentioned what's left in the tank for San Antonio after a grueling 7-game series. Not just that it went 7, just how physical that series was with the Thunder. We'll see. I want to see.
No, I see what you're saying. I thought about that too last night. I thought if the Spurs lose this series, they will come in as the heavy favorite to win it all next year.
They're not.
Already?
They're not.
There's already
Yeah,
numbers. Who's the favorite?
Well, who do you think?
Thunder?
Yeah.
I
think it has to do with people
thinking that the Thunder will go, okay, they're going to make moves. They're going to
make moves and weren't healthy.
And they will be healthy. I get that.
Yeah, and maybe that – here's the deal. That's another thing that San Antonio hasn't had to deal with yet in this run is a fully healthy team.
Yeah.
They haven't had to – and the Knicks are. The Knicks
they almost
healthy.
Got another injury on the opposing team with that scary incident with Brunson.
Now that
will be.
I'm anxious to see tomorrow night's game because we saw it in San Antonio won game 1, kind of punted game 2 to a certain extent. Hey, we did what we came here to do. We got the split. I have a feeling the Knicks aren't going to have that approach.
Oh, they see a golden opportunity.
I think it's the other way around here. Hey, if we win this next one?
Yeah,
we have a chance to knock them out, and they've won 12. I mean, are the Knicks ever going to lose?
I can't even remember when they lost.
April.
Atlanta?
It's been April, literally the month of April.
That's awesome. That's an awesome stat. By the way, I looked it up. Sorber, his wingspan is what I knew it was long. 7'6". 7'6" wingspan. You know who else has a 7'6" wingspan?
Who?
Chet Holmgren.
Yeah. And he's about 3 inches shorter.
Yeah.
But kudos to the Knicks.
No, yeah. Then I'm sticking with Spurs because I hate changing what I say.
Yeah, I'm not going to change it. But
I might change my opinion on how long the series will go. But Knicks are – listen, at the end of all this, win or lose, everyone's going to look at this and go, how are the Knicks defending them? And how can we replicate it?
And do we have the dudes to do it?
Do we have the guys to do it? And who can we get to do it?
And how they're scoring.
It's going to affect the free agent market, the trade market, everything this offseason, not just for the Thunder, but for the entire league, especially in the West. If they're going to say, okay, the Knicks, this is how they did it, how can we do it? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be real. Even up to the draft, it's going to be interesting.
No doubt about it. We'll be back to wrap up a Boomtown Thursday.
If you're hungry in Elk City, there's one place people keep coming back to. Boomtown Grill. Plenty of TVs, a great bar, and a dining room where the food is the real star. Boomtown's kitchen turns out hand-cut choice Angus steaks, burgers ground in-house every single day, and Boomtown's handcrafted pizza that just might be your new favorite in town. Tuesday night, enjoy chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes, peppered gravy, and a roll for just $4.99. Thursday wings are only 50 cents. Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main in Elk City. Come hungry.
The Skinny on Sports.
This is one of the most awesome experiences of my life because I'm getting in trouble right now. I can't believe it.
Welcome back. Wrapping up a Boomtown Thursday right here on the Skinny on Sports, 98.1 FM, the sports animal. Big thank you to G&E Elite Exteriors as well. Need a free inspection, a full roof, not a free. Need a free inspection, full roof replacement, or help with an insurance claim. G&E Elite Exteriors, fully licensed, insured, and ready 24/7. Call Adrian Jackson at G&E Elite Exteriors today, 405-549-5854. Visit GEEliteexteriors.com. Rain or shine, wind or hail, they've got you covered at G&E Elite Exteriors. Who are you rooting for in the Women's College World Series final, Jared?
Maybe Tech.
I find myself
the lesser of two evils.
I find myself rooting for Texas.
Oh, I can't ever. Never, ever.
I didn't realize. I remember when I heard a name on Texas, I was like, wait a minute. That girl's played basketball in the state tournament.
Who?
JC Nichols.
Caddo, yeah.
She's the 9-hole.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think she plays third and 9-hole there for Texas for the Longhorns. So there's a little bit of a
local flair.
Cool. Did you see that Jason Williams went home?
I saw you had to go.
He went home.
Why?
He wanted it to be about the girls and not about him. I bet he's there today. What do you want to bet?
Well, just turn your camera off and,
yeah,
just get out of the limelight. Not too hard.
He's did it. He went home.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I don't stay there for my daughter.
I bet he's back.
Just don't make it about yourself. Don't have Barstool Sports following you everywhere and posting it.
It was really cool. I think at the end of the day, with as many people that follow Barstool Sports, softball and Texas Tech probably gained a boatload of fans.
Yeah. There's a really cool story.
It was a cool. I like the way they did that. I get why he's doing what he's doing.
Look up the story of Texas Tech's coach. There's a story. I'll send it to you.
Jerry Glasgow. Yeah, I mean he was. I know there was like a E60 or something about this last year.
Yeah.
About what he did.
Yeah.
Where he came from and all that. Texas get her done tonight, or you think it goes 3 games like it did last year?
I think Tech extends it.
Why didn't Nigeria Kennedy start?
I don't know. You're not saving them. It's softball. You can.
It's almost like try to outthink themselves a little bit.
Yeah,
and got behind 5-1, and things went south a little bit. All right.
I will say, there's a lot of worry about what it would look like in Oklahoma City without OU or OSU in it, and I think the fans have showed up.
For the most part, it was a little.
Those night games.
Night games have been pretty
packed,
pretty good. The Texas Tennessee, what was that? Monday afternoon, those were a little sparse, but then Alabama Tech, they had them back in jam-packed in the stands. Last night it was good. It's a softball state. I mean, all you had to do is look at that tournament that was going on last weekend.
Yeah.
Of however, I mean, just a ridiculous amount of people there.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
bodes well for the Olympics as well.
It does, and it kind of quiets the naysayers saying, well, this is only working in Oklahoma City because a local team's in it. I think softball is a very, very popular sport. We've said that for years.
No doubt.
Nationally and internationally. We'll see that in the Olympics.
Golden Knights.
Those tickets for the Olympics were high demand. High demand.
Oh, yeah. Golden Knights looking to go up 2-0 tonight in the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 2 against the Hurricanes. 7 o'clock there. I'm telling you, I implore you, watch it. It's fun.
Hockey is fun.
Hockey is a lot of fun. And don't forget, tomorrow, on site at the 56th Annual Oil and Gas Appreciation Golf Tournament out at Elk City Golf and Country Club. It'll be a Garrison Financial Friday to start. And then at 9:30, the head coach of the Oklahoma State football program, Eric Morris, will be joining us. I can't wait. I've already written down some questions. Probably ought to compare notes about what we want to ask him and all that.
I got a list of questions. You'll take the lead, and if you ask something, I'll cross it out and move on.
Probably have a lot of the same ones. I want to hear about OSU football, no doubt about it. I want to hear about, you know what I really want to hear about?
What's that?
Mike Leach.
Yeah.
Played and coached under Coach Leach.
I just want to, how's he liking Stillwater?
Yeah.
Get any cheese fries yet at Eskimo Joe's?
I bet so.
I just get to know the guy.
I bet so.
It's going to be fun.
There's a lot of,
by the way, he's going to be calling in, so don't come out expecting an autograph. He's not going to be here with us.
Everybody have a great Boomtown Thursday.
You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Cow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.